We came together with the students last fall and we said, we want to do something on sexual assault prevention. Some people are already doing stuff on bystander. What do you guys think about consent? And they seemed like they thought it was an issue that needed to be talked about as well.
We kind of wanted just to start a conversation to show people, look at all these misconceptions that people have, and not everybody is thinking the same way, and therefore you need to have open communication with your sexual partners to make sure that everybody is defining their line and being clear about what it is that they're willing to do.
I got involved in Define Your Line because recently, especially in college scenes, there's been lots of attention drawn to the area of sexual assault. And there's been a few issues also at our campus specifically. And so I just wanted to get involved to kind of have my part in helping alleviate those tensions as much as I possibly could and help spread awareness to ways that you can just prevent that from even occurring.
There's two types of events, really. There's events where the students are speaking to a group, whether it's a class or a student organization. And then there's tabling events where they're sitting at a table with our kind of cards that people can fill out, our messaging, and people can come to us to talk about these issues. So at the speaking events, they'll likely tell people what Define Your Line is, talk about how it's important to have these conversations and it matters to everyone whether you're having sex or not.
We want this to be very much it is very much student driven, because we don't want it to be a campaign that's like, do this, don't do this. It's more, let's have a conversation and figure out what works for you.
I think one of the coolest things about this campaign is the website that we have. The idea of an open forum conversation where, okay, so maybe you saw a booth and you didn't feel comfortable going up and talking to a person about it, but you still are curious about some of these questions that the entire tech campus, boys and girls, are having. Then you can go on the website, you can leave anonymous inputs, you can ask even more questions on the website. And I think that option of complete anonymous, you don't even have to participate if you want to, just observing, it will really reach out to a large group of people and a large group of the student body that otherwise would not want to go about directly communicating with someone in some sort of other campaign.
A lot of people have a hard time talking about this stuff, and we want to make it not as taboo, so that talking about it, even it's always going to be awkward talking about some of this stuff, no matter what. But the more that you hear that other people also think this is awkward, the more we're hoping that will eventually lead to you being more comfortable in talking about this with your partners, with your friends.
I think the biggest thing, this area is very touchy to talk about, obviously, and I think the biggest thing to distinguish this campaign amongst others is that we're not telling people to go out and have sex. We're not telling people to go out and not have sex. We're telling you to do whatever you want, and do whatever you want, but make sure you're vocal about what you want.
You sometimes wonder with things like this topic that is taboo in some nature, that people are not going to be comfortable with some of the messaging that we're coming out with. I mean, you saw that we have some slang and that kind of stuff, and the t-shirt says "Have Better Sex." And we went to, and it's Amy Murphy and Kathy Duran, who are in the Office of Student Affairs, and we asked them, we said, hey, are you going to be comfortable if we have this? And they said, hey, if that's what the students want, if that's what the students are saying, then that's what we want to do. And that has been something that really is, we didn't really know what to expect, but it's been fantastic.